Yo, what's going on, everybody? David Palmer, the Leo King here. Do I got enough light? I don't know. The light's a little all messed up. We'll figure it out. I wanted you guys to get this cool lake shot with me. I'll see if I can get some better light here. What up? It's been a minute. I know. I got sick. I'm coming out of it, though. It's been quite a tour. Let me tell you. You know, some people have asked me, especially when I was at the United Astrology Conference, you're on tour? It's kind of like a new thing, right? It's kind of like how comedians go on tour, right? Or even a band goes on tour. I've been always trying to, especially since my first tour in 2014, to kind of lead the way and show that astrologers can tour. They can do talks around the whole entire country. And, kind of showing the way with that isn't an easy deal, and learning a lot of lessons with it. But, man, there's been some really wild energy this week, right? Sun and Neptune square. While Mercury's conjuncting the Sun, all making quincunxes to Jupiter. Man, it's been a really weird one, you know? Then on top of it, this moon in Aries really highlighting Chiron in Aries. I mean, holy cow. So when you combine all those aspects, and Mars on the south node, I mean, literally, when you kind of put all this stuff together, holy cow. Weird week, weird stuff. Exciting times, weird times, frustrations. Moon in Aries squared Saturn this morning. Hard news to deal with. Suicides this week, even though I don't want to give light to that stuff. I'm just not the astrologer that wants to diverge into that kind of stuff, you know? I just think whatever's going on with those souls, they need their peace. They need their vibe, you know? But long story short, how do we combine all this energy this week? Well, I think number one this was quite a weird time for the Sun and Mercury. They love to be together in Gemini. Remember that Mercury and the Sun are best friends. And the reason why is because the Sun sends Mercury to be the messenger and to deliver the information that the Sun has. And it's been interesting that it happened right at this halfway mark of Gemini, squaring Neptune now. And so that transit alone is just a really weird one, because as the fastest energy in astrology is Mercury, right? And when it's in its home sign of Gemini at full speed, remember when Mercury conjuncts the Sun, that means when it passes the Sun from our view, it is at full speed. It is caught up fully, it is flying. Fast energy with a weird Neptunian kind of, whoa, what the hell is going on? Now, the energy is fast, so it's about learning to take things with the Saturn and Capricorn slow. And why do I say that? Well, number one, Saturn is making interesting aspects to the node, right? The north node in Leo, while at the same time Mars is on the south node, which Mars and Saturn, of course, are not the friendliest or easiest planets to deal with. And they're both dealing with the nodes right now of Leo and Aquarius. This is definitely a time where speed is ramped up, frustrations mount, and it can almost feel like there's just too much to deal with, too many little things going on. You having to step up to the plate when it's like you're not ready. The best description I could use is like, I always use baseball analogies lately. I am wearing my Angels jersey today, and I'm representing Trout. If I don't know if you could see from the back, but yeah, my boy Trout. He's another Leo, right? Or maybe we got better light here, even though there's Leanna. It's her birthday today. But what was I going to say? Oh, so it's like baseball where you get called up from like the minors to the major leagues, and they want you to go into the World Series and bat. And you got to pull it off, because it's really fast, and then there's all this Aries, and then Chiron in Aries, and the moon in Aries, right? It's like just like so much Mars, and then you got Mars right now in the South Node in Aquarius, dealing with a lot of karmic stuff. What does Mars do? It's an aggravator, right? It brings it up, pushes it to the surface. Mars and Pluto are very similar, just in different ways, right? The higher octave of Mars is Pluto. So it's interesting to see this really intense energy just come up. And a lot of it is, I think, you learning to deal with things differently. And I think that's the hard thing, is we look at our life so one-directional. All beings do. Once we get comfortable, especially as Venus has been in Cancer, right? Like, we've been comfortable in how we enrich our life, how we feel good about things, how we deal with things in life. But this is not a comfortable time if you're going to do things the same way all the time. Mars is asking for us to reinvent ourselves, reinvent the way that we're going about life, and with Saturn in Capricorn making aspect exactly to the North Node, right? This 135 degree, I mean, it's like, hello, you know, it really is saying in a weird way, like, the best way that I could describe it is, it's not 135, sorry, but it's just this really weird moment in life where people got to realize you're going to have to approach life differently, and it's not going to look the way that exactly you want it to, but it doesn't mean that it can't be accessed the way that you really want it to. The universe is asking you to take steps that maybe, or go about life the way that you weren't ready for or aren't prepared for, and you just have to just step forward and do it and not trip out. Oh, I'm at a campsite, so somebody's banging on stuff. It's life, you know? I'm out in life. I wish I was in my studio, all perfect. Now you guys understand why I have a studio. It's great to be outside, but nice to have a studio where you have control of things, right? Man, it's so dark right here. I guess I'll use some of this sunlight here. Let me see if I can still get that in. Anyway, so it's been a really gnarly, intense energy, but it doesn't mean that you can't still push forward or still can't keep things going, you know? Lots of tests. You got Saturn and Mars involved. You got the Sun and Mercury at full speed ahead. You got Jupiter still retrograde. You got to remember, there is a lot of things about to go retrograde. Neptune's about to go retrograde. Mars is about to go retrograde. I mean, things are about to go retrograde. We started the year with everything going forward. Things are slowing down while Sun and Mercury are speeding up. So it's like we can go a little crazy when our world is not going exactly as fast as we want it to, and exactly as fast as we need it to. And that can be very difficult, because we then turn into crazy people trying to figure out this crazy monumental, like, I would say like 1,000-layer, cake. And how are we going to reach every layer and get every topping on and every ingredient? There's so much going on. Jupiter's coming direct in July. So, it's like everybody is needing to realize everything is going to come together, and it's just going to take some time. And you're going to realize that you have to do this, and then you're going to have to do that, and to not freak out in the middle of it. I think there's a lot of people freaking out like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Welcome to Chiron and Aries. I don't think I can do it. Oh, yeah, you can. It's just going to not be the way that you've done it before, And somebody brought up the suicidal thing again. I mean, I don't want to talk about suicide. I don't like to talk about it, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people put suicide hotlines up, and I think that's very important, but I think the best thing to do with suicidal energy is be there for that person and talk to them. Of course, get them help, but most suicidal people need a friend. They need love. They need somebody to hold them. They need somebody to be there with them and let them know they're going to be able to get through whatever it is they're getting through. A lot of people won't say that, though, out loud, but I'll say it, I've been through mental health group therapy and dealt with people who are suicidal, And I think a lot of it just has to do with there's so much going on energetically, and it almost feels like it's going to be impossible to do it all. But we all are able to, you know. And a lot of the freaking out is a lot of this Gemini square Neptune, right? When you have the last time Mercury squared Neptune and the Sun squared Neptune in this intensity, because we also had the moon, was what I would say would be the June of 2015, when Mercury went retrograde in Gemini and squared Neptune. And we had some moon Mercury squares with the moon in Pisces there as well. So it's been 3 years since we've had kind of this really weird place. At least Mercury's been direct. So I think at the end of it all, though, it's just realizing we as souls are moving really fast through things, but at the same token, it might be so fast that we can't handle it all, because the reality has so many things that we have to do, and you're gonna have to take it one at a time. The truth is the world has more on your plate than ever right now. More on your plate than ever. And when you have more on your plate than ever, it can become extremely difficult, because you don't think that you're going to be able to get there. Or you miss out and think, there's nothing on my plate. There's nothing. There's no way. All you see is an empty void of I can't get there, and there's no way. But you need to realize you have this going on, you have that going on, and they all connect. Mars in Aquarius tries to show you, look at all these connections. You need more money? You probably got 15 projects that you started that just need to be finished. You need a better relationship? All right, there's all the right people to talk to. There's all the right things that you could do. There's all the right things that you could try and find a connection with. You got an issue going on with your family? All right, there's a way to figure that one out. Everybody has so much on their plate right now. It's whether or not you're seeing that, and it's also whether or not that you realize it's just going to take a moment at a moment and one connection to the other connection. It's like having a million power like cords and needing extension cords, and they're all bundled up from the store, and they have zip ties on them. And it's like, gosh, I know I need to run all these cords to connect everything, but I'm too tired, or I don't know if I can, or this is going to be frustrating to undo the zip ties and put all the plastic and all the trash away and connect them and do all the work and put them behind the couch and put them behind this and put it up through the attic and all that stuff. It's like we freak our mind out and go, I don't want to do all that. So then we once you do that, what is your mind telling your soul, your emotions, your body, your energy, your spirit? You know what it tells it? It tells it, okay, yeah, I can't do that. When the truth is yeah, you can. You're just going to have to step through one thing at a time. And you'll get there, and you'll build something great. There's a lot of beautiful energy out there right now, because we are abundant right now, more than I've seen in all of my time doing astrology. There is more abundance for everybody to be had. It's just scattered all over the place and needing to connect. It's like I grew up on Lincoln Logs. It's just like a bunch of Lincoln Logs build the house. It's like Legos. Okay, there's a bunch of Legos, but man, it's going to take some time to put it all together. And then there came connects. You know, whoever would have thought I could take some little plastic pieces and make a little a roller coaster that would do a flip. Now I'm going into the early 90s and mid 90s, but I think it's like, do one thing that you can at a time, and it's all there. There's so much there. It's just all scattered all over the place. That to me, Aquarius is energy all over the place and finding ways to connect it. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet, and we're all trying to find a way to connect. And that's not an easy task, but it's possible. So, right? Because right now, as I'm talking, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. It's beautiful here. I'm on this lake. I don't even know what is this lake called, babe? I don't even know.
I saw it.
What's the name of this place we're staying at? It's some like...
Nashville Shores.
We're like on Nashville Shores. There's like a water park here and stuff. It's really cool. We're like literally on the water, which is pretty cool. And there's some jet skis over there, which I race jet skis for a living.
It's called J. Percy Reservoir.
Yeah, it's something like that. But there's, I'm in Nashville. So right now as I'm doing this, there's somebody who's somewhere else asleep. So it's not easy to connect everybody at the same time. It's not easy to have the whole world up and awake at the same time. Right? Like, There's no way for you to have everything that you need to get done right now in your life working at the same time, and that's your frustration deep down inside. That's what's messing you up. That's what's getting you all upset. Like, oh, I don't think I can handle this. Not, I don't think I could do this. Like, there's just no way. Like, I can't make this happen. You totally can. So, I'll be in Nashville. Well, tomorrow I have a show in Nashville. We're doing it tomorrow night, 5 to 10 p.m. So I'll be setting up with the team and everything and doing all that stuff. And then Sunday I'll be in Nashville. Tonight, what are we doing tonight for your birthday? Are we going into Nashville or you want to chill?
Whatever you got planned.
It's your birthday.
Whatever you got planned for my birthday.
They're still in mourning because the Jets beat them. We talking football now? I don't have a football team. My Chargers are now in LA and they suck, and the Rams are back and I call them the Lambs. But a lot of people always say, okay, so I'm in all these cities. I've been touring now for almost exactly a month. This week it'll be a month we've been on the road. And when you're on the road for a month, it's extremely tiring, okay? And so a lot of people go, oh, you're in this city, go see this, go see that, go see that, At the end of the day, I'm here for the work. I'm here to do my astrology, meet with the people, hang out with the people, do all this stuff. Like we went out in New York a lot. We went out in Chicago a little bit, but I was at the UAC. We went out in Denver. And then we do all the stops in between, you got to remember. And this is a lot of driving. We're talking, we've already drove like 4,800 miles in 3.5 weeks, So, it's a lot of energy. So, trust me, when we get to the city, we do as best as we can without killing ourselves and still being able to keep the chore moving, It's Saturn and Capricorn. I've tried to tell this to people for so long about all this energy, and for the people that just joined us, here we are at the lake. But we got a little jet ski and pontoon boat out there action. It's just like, get what you can done. That's Saturn and Capricorn. That's the number one thing. But don't, freak out over yourself if you can't do this, can't do that. You can't make everything in the world. You know what I mean? And that's another part of this whole beginning of this, is people are freaking out right now. And people have been asking me, what do I think about these suicides and stuff? It's hard. We live in a world where right now it's actually more abundant than ever. There's more going on than we even can handle. So we actually think we can handle it because there's so much. And then you flip out like you missed out or something. It's like, no, everything's divine in the universe. Today, besides, of course, being my wife's birthday, which made today wonderful, I was in Tennessee. I went to a truck stop, and it was exit 23. I don't know if you guys know, that's my number. It was exit 23, so I thought it was an omen. And then when I got off the exit, it said, this is the birthplace of Davy Crockett. And I was like, oh my gosh, my best friend John Hensley, who died last year, that's all he called me was Crockett all the time. So I'm like, this is an omen, I need to stop here. I stopped there, and when I pulled my truck up and I was getting diesel, some random truck driver came up to me and said, oh, I love your truck, love your trailer, my buddy has that trailer, what do you think about it? We start talking and stuff. And anyways, I had some questions about some truck stuff that I needed some answers for, and he gave me all of them. And it's like those little moments are the things that we all need to appreciate more. I think this all like, well, you need to go here. Like, you're in this place, you need to go here. You need to do this. People always telling you where you need to go, what you need to see. Like, that's great. Opinions are wonderful. But to me, the greatest things in the world is that guy at the truck stop, or seeing the omen of the exit 23 and knowing that my best friend in heaven is talking to me. And that, to me, is the most exciting part of life. I mean, sure, I love being in New York and seeing that site and being at the first Congress every time I'm there, or walking on Wall Street, or going to this memorial, or going to this restaurant, or, all that stuff to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm a sun in the 12th house, so I could kind of give a crap's ass about all that. But to me, it's the spiritual connection to things. It's watching the universe do its magic and just showing up for it. I mean, really could care less about what's the nice new restaurant or what's the cool new thing to go do. It's like, what does the universe want me to do? How is the universe going to show up for me and show me some magic? And yeah, I go to the churches. We if you've seen the pictures of Leanna and I, we go to the churches when we can. So, but again, everything is based off whether or not you have the energy, the soul time, and all that stuff. And this might sound crazy, and I'll give you guys a little astrology, but I have my south node in Sag and my north node in Gemini. So to me, adventures are what I've done in so many lives. Traveling to see things is fun for like a second, but I have way more fun communicating, sharing information, doing quick trips to something, being in my environment so I can do wonderful things. So, I don't know, I'm a little different, So like to me, it's like people always post, I went to Bali or I went here, and I'm always like, oh, that's wonderful. I really could care less for me, that'd be fun for like the hour I get off the plane and be like, okay, I'm bored. I need to do something. There's definitely spiritual experiences there for sure. All I'm saying is, if we went to Bali, it would be about doing something spiritual or doing something with our life, opposed to just sitting on the beach drinking. I don't drink alcohol, but you know what I mean. Like we'd rather, it's like more about seeing the history or seeing something. I don't know, just doing something more. I don't know. I just am different. So when people are telling me to do this and do that, it's like, man, do you see how the world is working? Or everybody's pressuring people on how to live? Like, you need to go here, do this. When people come to LA or Orange County where I live, I always tell them, have fun, go do what you want to do. If they ask me for a recommendation, I say, go to this beach or go to that beach. Or I tell them, of a cool event I know about or something. But that's about it. I'm not going to tell them what to do and how to do it. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And especially with all we got going on right now in our lives, all of us, of course it's nice to have those little breaks, but part of this energy right now is not about breaks. Part of this energy right now is not about rest or vacations or stuff like that. This is, a lot of people have been telling me this has been the vacation of your life or whatever. It's like, this has been work. I'm lucky that my job is that I can travel and tour, but it's work. The number one thing is making sure I have a good show every week. I've done 2 shows this week. This will be my 3rd show this week. I did New York last Saturday. I did Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, and tomorrow I'm doing Nashville. In a week, I've done 3 shows in 3 major cities around America. So, like, going to see this or see that or see this, like, I'll see it if I can. And I've been sick in between it all. So, don't be hard on yourselves. And especially with Mars and Aquarius, everybody's going to be telling you what you should and what you shouldn't be doing. And it's like, what will make you feel liberated and free. And for me, it's the little things. It's the conversation with the truck driver at the truck stop that I wasn't anticipating on. It's walking through the aisles at Walgreens with my wife an hour ago, laughing at little things. And smelling candles. I mean, it's like, to me, it's those moments that I appreciate more than going to some destination and seeing it. You get let down. Every time somebody tells me, go see this, or look at this person, go take your wife out, it's her birthday. Of course I'm going to do that.
But I'm also sick.
And she's also sick. So she's the one who's the one deciding that. It's just like, I hate to be rude, and I'm just going to be honest, but that's just rude. Like, I'm not telling you what to do.
I don't
You know what I mean? Like who tells? I don't write on anybody's live. Go do this for your husband. Go do. It's just like gross. Sorry, I'm not like trying to offend you, but like that's just the shit we don't need in the world. That's just frustrating people. Like, let people live their lives. There is no one way to be. The whole problem with the spiritual community is go do yoga or go be vegan or you didn't have a salad today or you didn't do this today or it's like Jesus Christ. Sorry. Good thing I got right here, but it's like holy cow. Everybody has their own way. You know what I mean? It's like it's the problem with our world, actually, is everybody telling everybody what to do. Every news article telling what Trump should do. Every news article telling the opposite, what the media should do. What everybody's coming out and saying what other people should be doing. And people are like thinking they're omens. It's fucking sad. It's sad. That is a total South Node Aquarian problem. Is when you have celebrities and people telling the world what to do and what their opinions are, and then people are following them like trains towards it. This is Leo time. This is about your happiness. My happiness is walking through Walgreens with my wife. My happiness is sitting here on the lake and just looking at the lake. Maybe it's not going into Nashville tonight when I have a show tonight. Who knows? I don't even know. The universe will figure it all out. These are the things that'll help you guys get through the world, and especially right now. Don't ever feel pressured from anybody to do anything. If somebody's pressuring you to do something because of whatever, because it's this, because it's that, because it's this date, because it's that, then you know what? Maybe they're not good for you in your life. How are we going to move into a better world when we're still stuck on, you have to do this? It's horrible. What a horrible world to live in. Anyway, there was a lot of astrology at the beginning of this. And hope you guys are good. Just wanted to send you all some energy. I am going to chillax and enjoy this. See, the only problem about being on the East Coast, being a West Coaster, is the sun always sets so far away. So like for me, I don't get a sunset. I have to like look, or it's like on the West Coast, the sun sets on the water. You know what I mean? Here it always sets so far away. It feels like it's far away. So anyway. Nashville tomorrow night's going to be fun. So if you're in Nashville, it's going to be a party. We have less than 10 tickets left. So we're at full capacity. So, it'll be fun. And then next week is Dallas. So, which will be my last show on this journey. So, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the people that have come to the last 4 shows. And the last 2 shows were this week. Thank you for that. Thanks for all the support for me feeling better. Leanna, I know, gives a lot of love and support to all those that wished her a happy birthday today.
Woo, thank you.
And we're sending our best. Love you all.